I am the goddess of justice, and I descend into the earth this day in answer to the calls of the righteous, for cosmic justice to manifest within this planet, this nation of the United States of America, and within the lives of every citizen and individual abiding here. Dearest ones, today justice is on the march. And this action of justice that I bear on behalf of the Lord God and the 24 elders is a descent both of the mercy of the law and the judgment of the law, as it simply must manifest in this dimension and plane of being, because it is the time for this action to occur. What does this justice bode, you ask? How will this justice manifest within our planet, our nation, and our own lives? This, dearest hearts, is partly up to you. For if you are in alignment with the law of your own higher being, then justice will support everything that you do and all that you are. Yet if you do not live according to the divine principles and precepts of holy love, wisdom, and faith, then justice comes to strip away all that is unreal, all that is unrighteous, all that is not worthy of you as a son or daughter of God. This action begins within every nation at its core. And what is that core but the spirituality of the hearts of her people? And every nation in its core has a foundation based upon its founding documents, the vision and mission foreseen by its leaders. And within these United States of America, as you know, these documents are the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. Many, however, having either neither studied or even read these documents, know not whereof the founding fathers and mothers originated, and sponsored by the Lord God himself through cosmic emissaries, the vision through these documents to co-create the nexus whereby the truth, the life, and the way may be made plain for all citizens abiding here for centuries to come. Therefore, I adjure you each one to read in their entirety these documents, to know them inside and out, to study them, even within your study groups, to ascertain how you can be an advocate for both cosmic law and justice within this world. When you know with a certainty who you are within the framework of the founding of the nation in which you were born, and if you have moved therefrom to other nations, then, dearest ones, you have an understanding of why this land is your land and my land, and much more. It is God's land. And therefore it is incumbent upon you to know the facts, the articles, the amendments, and to, in a practical way, live your life within this framework of light that is indeed sponsored by many ascended beings, including the 14 ascended masters who govern the destiny of this nation. If you truly desire to be considered a citizen, then you must vote. You must make your word and your will, one with God's will, count in the marketplace of ideas, in the practical manifestation of how your voice can work for you and for God to bring about God's holy will, wisdom, and love within the earth through your representatives. And when those representatives do not speak on your behalf, then you must find recourse. You must address them directly and state through factual and within earnest and appropriate language that which you see as the way to move, to bring about that redress through the facilitation of the light, through them and through you. You see, blessed ones, many have long ago given away their power, the power of the vote, the power of the voice. They have not understand the dynamics of justice through the will of the people, the will of the individual citizen, and therefore they then blame everyone else except self for what they see transpiring within the world. When, with the voice of God, the will of God, the energy of God, they could have made God's will through them known to many and broadcast it and manifest it, and therefore changed the destiny of what could be unto a higher course of action and manifestation. You have the science and the power of the spoken word in your spiritual toolkit, and you use it daily. And yet, dearest ones, there is more that you individually can do to bring about cosmic and divine justice in this world. Therefore, I will hold a class through the election cycle within the sacred retreat of the Universal White Brotherhood at the Royal Teton over Wyoming. And I will allow you to see the patterns of what has transpired, what is transpiring, and what could transpire based on cosmic law, based on the choices of this people, based on their voting, based on many points of consideration. And when you see all that is at play, all that could manifest through your leaders, you will be, I pray, emphatically moved to act in a new and more dynamic means to be that voice of God in action in your world, blessed hearts. Truly it is an opportunity at this time upon earth for you to make your mark within the earth, and that mark may be with Mark, prophet, your Lanello, great if you choose to so make it. And how can you make it? In the greatest way, you ask. It is through the directed stream of your consciousness applied through the law of your own being in the power of God manifest through the word, the will, and the love in balance within your heart. It is through direct action in cooperation and collaboration with other leaders of spiritual movements, other light bearers, heart friends, that you are beginning to meet and greet in many ways through various resources that we are inspiring upon you and that we will continue to inspire upon you to engage in. It is through concerted action in your teams, within your local Heart Friends groups and Heart Centers, to bring the will of God and the divine justice of His, her, holy equation of light into manifestation. You are not required to demonstrate publicly, dearest ones, in many cases, and yet there may be times when you are directed from within to take your stand for the light, to visit those places where your representatives meet, and to make your voice heard. Yet, for initiates of the sacred fire, the daily word through sacred invocation is the greatest means whereby the light from heaven may be drawn into this earth through the power of the Logos, for the cleaving asunder of all that is unreal from that which is true and divine and holy, and for the exposure of that which must simply not manifest within your world. Now many of you are considering the current candidates for the office of President of these United States of America, and you do not yet have quite the final two within the major parties that will be before you to consider. Yet the handwriting is on the wall. And yet I have something to say to the Justice Department of these United States of America. And yes, I will say it directly to you. When the Federal Bureau of Investigation brings the findings of their recent discoveries and investigations regarding Hillary Clinton to you and make their recommendation, if you do not follow their recommendation, then I say, woe, woe, woe unto you in the office of President, in the office of the Commander-in-Chief. Woe, woe, woe unto you in the office of the Justice Department. I am calling you to task, the former and the current representatives within that office of the Attorney General. And I say, if you do not align yourself with the laws of cosmic jurisprudence, if you do not listen to the voice of higher reason, then a great judgment will descend upon this nation and her people, and especially those within the greater Washington, D.C. area. And I say you will not desire to know what that judgment is, and yet the hand of the Lord God speaks through me this day, through this warning. And the American people will call to task through prayer, through fasting, you, the so-called leaders of this people, and there will be an action so great that all will know it. Having said this, if you obey the word, the wisdom and the love, and the law of God through the righteous leader within that office of the head of the FBI, then the American people awakened to the truth of what has transpired and the infamy that has manifest within the State Department will make the righteous choice and move forward in the will of God. for a new course to be made for this nation and her people. Now, I do not this day publicly advocate any particular candidate for the office of the United States of America, and yet I say that if that one through whom great infamy has occurred somehow comes into this office, which is sanctified by the Lord God, then woe, woe, woe to this nation and her people. Be forewarned this day, O America, of what is on the horizon, of the manipulation of the money changers and the banking systems, even beyond Wall Street, harking back to Europe and the houses of those families who have attempted to control the very destiny of the souls of people throughout this world through their manipulation of currency, of the banking institutions in general, and especially of the national banks and of the World Bank. By the action of justice this day, there is a descent of 10,000 legions of light in answer to a call made yesterday by this, your messenger, David Christopher Lewis. And this action has resulted in the binding of many on the inner, and will result in this light of justice descending physically to expose the infamy, the treachery, the abomination that is manifest year after year, decade after decade, for centuries now, since that Adam Weishaupt has concocted his plan for the deviltry of Satan and Lucifer themselves to manifest upon this world. Bind, bind, bind this day by the power of the Lord God all those who have set themselves in the seat of the scornful to despite that which God, the Lord God, has manifest as the co-creative power within the sons and daughters of God to manifest their divine destiny within this earth. You fallen angels in embodiment, have no power over the children of the sun, the light bearers within the earth. And this day you are called to task. The judgment descends upon that which you have done. And there is a constricting action upon you as the light that you have misused is withdrawn. And in a sense, you are placed under arrest at the hands of K-17, the legions of cosmic justice and judgment, through the intercession of these angels of the sacred fire. This action many of you have prayed for in one way or another for many years. And therefore it has come and manifest at the hand of the Lord God through me this day. And I pray that each of you will consider the choices at hand, your lives, for the duration of this incarnation, and what you can do to strengthen your support of our collective mission for planetary freedom and justice, liberty and divine equality under cosmic law. When each day you awaken and consecrate your life again to God, your day to the Lord, the light is manifest through you. Love incarnates through your heart. Peace is manifest within your aura and home and nation. And the way is made clear and clean for you to walk upon that path of light with your sponsoring masters, your guardian angels, to deliver all that you can to benefit life and to save sentient beings from suffering, pain and anguish, sorrow, and the decay of their very souls. Know, blessed ones, that all of your efforts have borne fruit, that every vestige of energy that you have invoked, every dream that you have dreamt and are attempting to realize through conscious works may still manifest because of your oneness with your source, your alignment with God within you. When you go within to contact the divine light, when you invoke that light, sing your praises of devotion and adoration, and give your all in service and in harmonious acts of kindness. Then justice is manifest through you, and we can truly say that we are proud in a divine sense of who you are, what you have self-realized, and all that you are tending to each day to glorify God through your conscious lives. Truly, dearest ones, it is a great time to be living upon earth, to see just how the hand of God will play out through his emissaries, through her divine participants, to bring about the highest manifestation of light, worlds without end. It begins within you. It is nurtured through your givingness, through your soul journey back to your source. And when you attend to the little details of life, reverently, victoriously, earnestly, we are there working through you. We are there loving through you. We are there radiating the light through you to bring about cosmic justice, freedom, liberty, and divine equality. Many attempt to make everyone equal financially, and this is not the way of heaven. For even as Jesus has said, the poor ye shall have with you always. All that transpires upon this world is based on cosmic law, the law of cause and effect. And you cannot mandate that every individual will be exactly the same or should have the same resources. What each one has is based upon their past choices through the law of karma, the cosmic circle. Therefore, consider this in the introduction of new laws. We can say as a whole that you do not require more laws. You require more light, understanding, and alignment with the eternal laws of God, all based on the law of love and the golden rule. When there are lesser laws and more consciousness, you will see a golden crystal age dawning. When all attend to the things of the Spirit within themselves first, before they judge others, or even judge their leaders, then righteousness manifests, and the law of true beingness is perfused throughout the land. Remember this in your personal statements about this or that candidate. You know not all that is or has been, within the lives and the past incarnations of these various leaders. Many judge unrighteously because they trust the media, which in this hour, as a whole, is purveying the lie itself of Lucifer and of Satan through the illusory quasi-understanding of what is transpiring. The media has become the massage of their message, of what they attempt to coerce those who look to them into believing and accepting. Why? Because they know not the truth, the way and the light of the living Christ, the living Buddha, the living Divine Mother. And their attempts to create and sustain this illusion have caused a great pall over the people and a darkness over the land, now for many, many decades. It is time that this pall be wiped clean by the descent of truth, justice, and divine liberty. Therefore, in answer to my call this day, the goddess of truth herself stands within these United States, and she too attends, Pallas Athena, to what is transpiring, and she will ramp up the light and the heat of cosmic reality through the exposure of what has been done in secret now, or has not fully come to light through the media, which must be known for the people to judge righteously. Pallas Athena adjures you to be truthful at all costs, first within self, and then in everything that you speak. When you can truly say, dearest ones, that you have spoken only the truth through divine righteousness and aligning yourself with the Logos, then as a disciple of the great goddess of truth, you can be an advocate for her message, her words, her light to go forth for greater exposures of darkness and greater exposures of light. You see, when you invoke the emerald ray through the light of Cyclopeia, in addition to the exposure of darkness, there is a release of light to counteract and to opaque that darkness with its great brilliance of solar joy. Yes, blessed hearts, consider all when you arise each day that is before you to accomplish. And when you move through your day, attending to the inner voice, speaking words of love, support, encouragement, and justice, then many gods and goddesses will support you and advocate for you before the cosmic councils of light, the 24 elders, the karmic board, and your own personal representative, your guardian angel, your sponsoring master. Finally, beloved Saint Germain comes to this nation and her people in support of the light of freedom. He stands in Washington, D.C. this day. He stands in Chicago. He stands in Mount Shasta. He stands here with you in Livingston. The light of divine love through his fiery heart is blazing forth an encouragement of you to maintain your path of righteousness, your path of loving all with the greatest love that you can employ. For, dearest ones, love is the key behind the outpicturing of truth, of liberty, and of justice. It is when love is front and center and present in your life that I am there working on behalf of you. When the goddess of liberty and Portia herself with Saint Germain align themselves with your mission to bless you again and again on your path of light, and to blaze forth the violet light as an accelerated action of violet fire mercy, of loving mercy, for the restoration of all that is beautiful, divine, holy, and principled in this and every nation. Saint Germain is your greatest advocate with his beloved Portia during the coming golden crystal age of Aquarius, for they are the cosmic initiates who contribute the greatest resources from their causal bodies to employ that light of love to forestall darkness and to incarnate light in all of its aspects, virtues and qualities. Yes, blessed ones, get to know Saint Germain and Portia, for even after you ascend, you'll be working with them through the eternal cycles of light to bring freedom, opportunity, and justice to millions and even billions of souls through the righteous hearts and lives that you live. Having placed my focus over the Capitol building long ago, the advocates of justice saw the need, the requirement for my light to manifest in coming times and trials and tribulations, when the Congress would be divided to the extent that it is now and has been in recent decades, where so much infamy, cacophony has manifest through strident voices and unconscious ones who know not that God is the arbiter of the destiny of this nation rather than themselves and their egoic speeches. I blaze forth that light daily to counteract the machinations of the dark ones in your midst. And one day, as the divine voices are heard, the American people pray and live righteous lives, it may be that you will have the leaders that heaven desires in your midst, and the approval rating of your representatives will grow to even beyond the 50 percentile mark. If your leaders would simply listen to how you feel about them and how they represent you, listening more to the voices of divine reason rather than those who use money to coerce or manipulate them into voting for this or that petty project or pork barrel initiative, then your Congress could get something done in a divine way and return America to her divine greatness, Return this land to the light. Yet the pall that has reigned over Washington, D.C. for many, many a year will remain until the leaders bend the knee, follow the lead of George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and those who held that light of justice, liberty, and freedom internally. Oh, how America could be great again through righteous leadership, through visionaries of the Spirit. It can be, and yet, as I have said, it begins with you, each one, and how you comport yourself toward your God and live in the light of freedom and justice. Today is a turning point. And there may be many turning points in the future, even tipping points toward greater initiatives of beingness, whereby mercy from heaven may descend, grace may come, anointings of the Spirit manifest again, for the righteous to rise, and for the unrighteous to return to the truth of their inner being. Call it forth, accept it, manifest it, and it will be so through you. I thank you.